sir. I protest. I am not American.
Alright, kids. It's episode 48 of the Mean Geek. Comics podcasting on the edge of civility. We're going to do a little stack here today. We're not going to do all of them, because there's way too goddamn many of them. We'll
Damn you and your homework.
Fucking night. What is it with you and not liking homework? You get to read free comics.
Yeah, but once it's called homework, it takes all the fun out of it.
You are the one that called it homework, not me.
Well, once it happened, it happened.
Yeah, well, that's why you suck. You get all caught up in semantics, and you're like, meh.
Yes, I make that noise constantly.
He does. Really. Don't think he doesn't. Today we're watching Hellboy, the first movie. One we liked tremendously.
Absolutely. Still haven't watched the second, though.
No? Oh, man. If I'd have known that, we'd have not gone fishing today. All right. Where do you want to start here, pal?
Just pick the top, I suppose.
Are we in order?
Yeah, they're relatively organized.
Well enough, anyway. All right. Are you bored with Batman yet?
Which Batman?
Batman.
Batman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dick Grayson Batman.
Yeah, totally.
I want my Bruce back. I'm tired of this. They're somewhat adventurous, but overall they're just kind of... Yeah,
I feel like I'm reading a Nightwing comic, and I don't care.
Yeah, that's where that's where I wanted to go, but like usual, you did it far more succinctly.
But I mean, the whole
why
thing
I hate
with
you so much.
What they're doing with the Riddler now, Joker, Riddler, like just don't.
The Riddler trying to be legit, trying to be a private detective. Just,
but is he
just
trying, or is it a
shit.
scam? Like it's so annoying.
It's a riddle, though, isn't it?
Yes. And like many Riddler riddles, I don't care what the answer is.
Yeah, back in the 40s and 50s, and all the way up into the late 60s, a criminal with a motif, quite so specific, was very useful. Because you could whip out an 8-pager or a one-shot in continuity, in the role, boom, and call it even. You had a story, you had something for the racks.
I miss the old school Mad Hatter with the big handlebar mustache, where he'd change hats and all his crimes would be based on that. Like, that was ridiculously dumb. And the world's greatest detective would be sitting there like, oh my god, the Mad Hatter must have been it because we were attacked by the man in the hat. But duh.
You think? I mean, it couldn't get...
And then they'd always catch him and be like, look at the man in the chef's hat. He's the only man in the room in a hat. Get him! No, dumb. No. Horrible.
You know what drives me nuts about henchmen? Because even the Mad Hatter had henchmen.
Yeah.
Like the guy in the chef's hat. Everybody would have recognized the Mad Hatter
Well, he was
himself,
always in disguise.
But he must have, yeah, but he's a very
Somehow
short,
he'd have a thinner mustache, and then
guy.
you'd wipe off the makeup, and the thicker mustache would be underneath. And you're like, how is that possible? Mad Hatter.
Like Caesar from fucking... Caesar Romero, right?
Caesar Romero was the Joker.
Yeah. They couldn't get him to shave his mustache, so they whited out the mustache on the show.
Was the Mad Hatter on the show?
I don't remember the Mad Hatter having been on the show. No. Probably not. But either way. Boring me.
Yeah, just
And I hate to have to say that about Batman, man. But technically I'm not saying that about Batman, am I? Because
Batman Light.
Batman Light. It's right.
You're reading Batman Family, Superman Jr. and Batman Jr. taking on.
See, I didn't even know about Batman Family till like 89. And there might have been some neat shit that came out of there every once in a while. But for God's sake, Ace the Bat Hound, come on.
Batmite.
What do I need? Batmite has been fertile ground for many goofy stories. Probably the only one worthwhile reading now under our current mindsets World's Funniest.
I did have that. I might still. I'm not
No,
sure
you
if
gave
that
it to
made.
me.
Okay, then no.
Tremendously hilarious book. Loved it. It was like, yeah, why can't I speak? World's Funniest was like the Looney Tunes team up they did. The Superman and Bugs Bunny. Remember that?
I did not read it. I have seen the cover.
Oh. Well, it's a lot of fun. If you see it at a show, you should definitely grab it. The Return of Bruce Wayne.
I like Chris
fucking
Sprouse.
Morrison again. No, Sprouse I like a lot. I mean, I just reread, before Lost last night, I just reread a bunch of Tom Strong's in the big hardcover that Trinit got me for my birthday. Loved it. Sprouse is good stuff. He fits him. He's got a sense of, tone and dynamism, but I was like, what is he saying? He's mixing, caveman talk,
Right.
with the occasional 3-word colloquialism, and I'm not happy with that. I'm not. You want to say, "Og not like bat"? I'm happy with that. It's a caveman. They didn't fucking know English.
I'm not really overly interested in caveman dialogue being that accurate. I gotta be honest. I don't care. I just,
But
to me, Bruce Wayne being lost in time right after Captain America was lost in time sucks.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And seeing, this felt like an Elseworld more than anything else, like Cave Batman.
I guess
No, fucking thank you.
realistically, I guess it would be an Elseworld story. I mean, it's an alternate reality where Batman doesn't really belong. So, you fight like no living man. Cave people aren't talking like that.
I did enjoy, however, the caveman named Joker starting to laugh and then Bruce Wayne getting all pissed off. That made me laugh. But otherwise, nothing about this book is like, I'm excited Bruce Wayne's coming back because he's a caveman. No.
Yeah, but this sentence here, right? If Batman makes it back to the 21st century on his own, everyone dies. Why? Don't do that to me. Explain some shit to me.
Wow, really?
Do I have to wait?
You
Why do I
thought
have
that
to wait?
the fact that in the first issue of a big momental storyline, there wouldn't be a reveal that would somehow get brought up later on?
No, I don't have a problem with a reveal. I have a problem with a reveal that, doesn't fit. I mean, if he comes back, whoopity shit. What was the effect of... I mean, he got zapped by the Omega beams, right? Or the Omega effect, whichever the hell one it was. Doesn't really matter. But he got displaced in time, and then they mopped up, and everything was hunky-dory. So if he comes back, why wouldn't it be hunky-dory? What's the problem there?
Maybe he's antimatter Batman now. Omega Batman.
All right.
Batmega.
All right.
Oh, man.
Are you done?
No.
With
I'm really
Morrison,
not.
I'm pretty sure at least one of those will come out.
I like Batmega.
Batmega. You would.
I think because it sounds like something out of Street Fighter.
Oh, yuck. But Batman and Robin is now over.
It's over.
It's over. 12 was the last one.
Didn't it end on a big...
No, 13 maybe. 13, because why would they need it? I mean, the Return of Bruce Wayne is 2 issues. 11 and 12. Why they don't need it anymore, because he's not going to be Batman.
Well, perhaps they do.
Well,
I mean, maybe the new Batman or the old Batman will take over for the new Batman training his own son as opposed to the surrogate son. Like, who knows?
They'll probably keep Damian around as Robin. I would think that would be an easy bet.
How many Robins are out there right now?
Out there, like alive, or like ever?
Well, they're all alive now.
Well, Carrie Kelly isn't, because technically she hasn't been born yet.
Okay, well, for God's sake.
All right, so there's Dick.
Right, who's now Nightwing, but now Batman.
Yeah. And there's Jason Todd, who was
which is good because now
resurrected.
in Superman there's a Nightwing out there again. So
Yeah. So that might have gotten confusing for people inside the continuity.
yeah.
Well, since when? I thought he was just a fighter, man. How come he flies? What? He's a Kryptonian god? What the fuck?
Now, so then there's Jason Todd, who's now known as
The Red Hood, resurrected. Should have left his ass be. Should have left his ass be. They could have made the Red Hood anybody else ever.
They did. They made him the Joker.
Yeah. They could have just cooked up a new person. Who cares? Thank you, Jeff Loeb, for fucking me in the ass. I appreciate that. You and your crappy heroes, which is now canceled.
You're very bitter about the way that show went.
Yes, I am. God damn it. It was so promising in that first season, and then it was just like, Was it good for you?
Don't ever ask that of me again. And I mean ever. So from there we go to...
What?
Who's the next Robin?
Oh, Jason, Tim Drake.
Who's now Red Robin.
Yeah.
Red Robin.
And Damien.
Well, you also had spoiler... What's-her-face kind of filling the Robin role.
For less than a year, though. So.
Well, I mean, she had her time in the sun. And is she the Squire now, or is that...
No, Squire's somebody entirely different. The spoiler was Stephanie Brown, who is now Batgirl.
See?
Taking over for Cassandra Cain.
Who's now?
I don't think she's anybody.
How dare she?
How dare she?
How dare she?
What are you talking about? How dare she give up sacrificing her life every single night?
And then you've got Batwoman, you've got Huntress.
Well, what do they got to do with Robins?
I'm just saying, the whole Bat family aspect
is. It's a huge family of bats. I don't know what to do with it.
The lone protector of Gotham is the least lone person.
Yeah. I think we need to get back to that. Let Birds of Prey go off to another city.
Yeah, that's right. They're there now, too.
Yeah.
So you've got Oracle and...
That is one protected fucking city. How does crime continue with all those costumes running around?
Because there are no citizens. Everyone is a criminal. Gotham is made up of 99% criminal and 1% victims and heroes.
All right, I can see that. Because that's how it works out. Because, I mean...
And they're all
look
insane.
At that.
Well, the other problem is there are no prisons. There are only asylums, so you've got an entirely different issue.
No, there's Blackgate.
It's still half an asylum.
Yeah, well... there is that. But
what did you think of the big reveal in Batman and Robin that...
At which point, what was the big reveal?
That the Joker has been portraying a hero.
Oh, yeah, that last page with the... Yeah. Well, he had to show up or it wouldn't have been a fucking Batman book. So, I mean, he has been notably absent for a very long time. He has not shown up in a Bat book.
Well, I mean,
for
Riddler was just doused with Joker venom. I mean...
Yeah, it was going to cross over eventually, and then here it is.
Yeah.
But, of all Morrison's work, I think I can tolerate this best besides the JLA. Because Lord knows I'm not going back to Invisibles anytime soon.
Invisible's not my favorite. I've liked some Morrison. I enjoyed Sebastian O, which you hated. I liked...
Did I even read that?
It was a 3-issue miniseries. The Victorian dude I tried to make you read.
Oh, that...
Then there was the mystery play with John J. Muth.
Yeah, I read that one. That was good. But that was a one-off. He wasn't trying to do anything but tell one story there. He wasn't trying to set up plot threads or weave it into a greater continuity or anything useful like that.
But yeah, I can't say that The Invisibles was my cup of tea.
No, it's almost nobody's cup of tea. They're taking away Kate Kane from Detective. It's not her book anymore. And there's no J.H. Williams anymore.
Well,
So we got David Hine running it with Jeremy Hahn, who I've never heard of before. But
I thought that was an interesting start with the whole Arkham thing.
Yeah. But how many Arkhams do they have to be? But I like seeing Hugo again. But I think they're taking a page from Dark Knight with the whole bomb inside the body thing.
That did have a certain similarity to it.
Yeah.
But no, as far as I'm concerned, that's an interesting start. Not that you'd ever drop a Batman book anyway, but you wouldn't based on that.
And that's incredibly unfortunate, and yes. All this Siege shit. Siege 4, Thor 609 Siege, Mighty Avengers 36 Siege, New Avengers 64 Siege. I'm glad Siege is over.
Well, the Avengers are basically over. It should be revamped.
Because of the Siege.
What is your overall takeaway as far as Siege and the end of the Avengers books? Are you going to continue with the Avengers revamp from this point?
Oh, yeah. But only I'm not getting Avengers Academy, because that's just initiative.
Which you didn't get anyway.
Yeah. I don't care about, the young... And that's why I don't give a shit about JSA either. Because they're like, oh, the young ones are being, taking over because, the old ones are getting old and there's a whole mentoring thing going on. Don't give a shit. If you want to have a bunch of young heroes, just let them go have adventures. That's fine.
Like Young Heroes in Love?
No. Although I didn't find that the pile of monkey vomit that you did.
I hate that book so much.
I'm insanely glad that I'm not the one that owns it.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't care. Kids, so what? Let them go have adventures.
Well, the important thing is that Mighty Avengers is ending.
Why is that important? That just puts Hank Pym in a bigger spotlight, because now he'll be in, fucking...
That's if they put him in either of the new books.
Of course he's going to... He's the scientist supreme. Of course he's going to be in one of them.
That is so dumb.
I was thinking that very thing.
Scientist supreme, the whole... was this or was this not the worst appearance of Ultron ever?
This was bad. I didn't give a shit.
The Brides of Ultron.
Replicated 10,000
The half-flash Jocasta.
Now, I missed something. When did he give her organic arms and legs?
He was trying to turn her into Jan.
Of course he was.
Because that's in no way creepy as fuck.
It's totally creepy as fuck. Well, I found it necessary to smack the woman around, but I miss her so much, I'm going to turn an android into her.
Oh, be fair. I mean, half these people have murdered people and become heroes.
Yeah. Thor was sufficiently ingenious and monumental, though. Right?
I've enjoyed what they're doing in Thor right now.
Yeah. Aside from Siege, you mean? Or overall?
I don't hate Siege. I really liked where New Avengers has been going. And the idea that they're revamping out of this, I'm curious about it. I'm a little nervous, obviously. Because, when you decide to completely revamp a book that I like, I'm not guaranteed to get a brand new book that I like.
Yeah. I can skip over several things eventually. Secret Avengers, what's the point of Secret Avengers? Who knows?
Now, how many of them they're going to do?
They're
Avengers,
doing another
new
4.
4. Of which you're going to try 3 of them.
Yes.
So there's Secret,
Academy, New Avengers, and I can't remember if they're calling it New again.
I think it's Mighty and New. Because Mighty's the big team.
Yeah.
That's the JRJR book.
Yeah.
And then I think New is the Luke Cage style team.
Yeah, the street level guys. Right. I hope they put him with Spider-Man.
Nah, Spider-Man's on the big team.
Spider-Man should be on the street team. The interaction between Luke Cage and...
I believe the big team is Cap.
Yeah.
Thor, yeah. Iron Man, Wolverine, and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but...
it would be much more fun if Spider-Man was on the Luke Cage team. Because then you could get dialogue like, booties? You call them booties? Yeah, they're boots. What do you want?
I will miss that dynamic. But, I think they've done well enough that I'll totally wait and see what's happening. I love that they brought Iron Man back in. And the overtures of peace between Thor and Iron Man and the last Iron Man were very exciting.
Yes, that was good. He treated that well. Thor treated it well. But what are they going to do with Asgard? I mean, it's in rubbles. It's shattered to shit on the plains of Oklahoma.
The whole Asgard writing makes no damn sense to begin with. Writing Thor is the most impossible task out there.
I don't think it needs to be that difficult.
You're writing a god with his own god city.
Yeah.
In modern day, trying to maintain dialogues and what, like,
theoretically,
Thor should just be killing people.
Walt did it.
And how many other great arcs on Thor have there been outside of Walt?
That's what I'm saying. The point is, it can be accomplished.
Yeah, well,
you can have him running around fighting frost giants, and then the next issue you can have him hopping around
as a frog.
Central Park. It's easy. It's dead easy. Come on. No, you don't have to get all into this Thunderstrike shit and a triangular hammer and Sven Jorgensen, the construction worker.
It is also thanks to Walt that we have Beta Ray Bill out there.
Yeah, you like Beta Ray Bill.
I like Beta Ray Bill when Walt did him.
Wow.
And I believe in that pile you'll find Sif.
Yeah. What about
featuring Beta Ray Bill and a talking ship that I did not love.
Why? There was nothing wrong with that. What are you saying to me? You didn't like the Sif one shot?
I didn't see any point to that book whatsoever.
Why are these all upside down and backwards?
Just to make it more challenging.
Challenging, that's what it is. Challenges, we're after challenges now.
Well, your favorite book of all time is The Challengers. What do you want from me?
That's not accurate. I've read a few scanned old ones, but, whatever. Luke Cage getting street level in Philadelphia.
Best thing about that book is that they brought back an old Power Man Iron Fist villain. Like, that's just awesome.
Well, they started off with Hammerhead.
Except he's paralyzed because Luke Cage paralyzed him.
What was his name again?
Tiger Fang.
Leo Tooth. What was his name?
If I knew, I would be saying it as opposed to guessing Tiger Fang.
Now I gotta look it up. God damn it. Tigers. Alejandro Cortez. Lion Fang.
I was close.
Lion Fang. That's a crappy name.
It was a Power Man Iron. Think about how many great characters came out of that.
It was the mid-'70s. What were you going to do?
Although they did introduce Sabretooth in that book.
Yes, I do remember that.
And also, God, what is the name of the vigilante bandito with the fires energy through his swords? The fuck is that dude?
What? Okay, you got me on that one.
Oh, God.
I don't remember him. Oh, there's a wild parakeet out the door, eating at our feeder. Anyway. New Ultimates and Ultimate Avengers 2, issue number 1. Now, I'm confused about this whole Ultimate Avengers shit. Wait, what was that thing with Cap and his son being...
That was the end of Ultimate Avengers 1.
Well, I never knew it was a goddamn miniseries.
Maybe it's just a really short series.
Or maybe they don't know what in the hell they're doing and they just wanted another number 1 to come out.
The Avengers confused the hell out of me, but that's what they did with the Ultimates too, is they had like a 1-year run, right? 12 issues, and then ended it, and then did Ultimates 2.
But, I'll tell you this right now about New Ultimates.
Frank Cho.
Loeb or not, I'm down with the Cho.
Saw that coming.
So down with the Cho. He
Do
gets
we
action
really
in
need
there.
An Ultimate Valkyrie, an Ultimate Hellcat,
well,
an Ultimate...
No, we absolutely do not need an Ultimate Hellcat. That is so utterly unnecessary. There's no.
Ultimate
no.
Tigra.
Zarda? Ultimate Zarda? No, forget it.
I can't wait till Ultimate Spider-Man introduces Ultimate Goblinita, though. That's going to be a highlight.
You did that just for my boss, didn't you?
No! I mean, think about it.
Ultimate Menace? Ew.
Goblinita 2.0.
Stop right there.
What?
No. I will not tolerate any more Goblinita. Oh, Goblinita.
Goblinita, oh Goblinita, does Norman Osborn ever feed you?
No more Goblinita poetry.
Hey! You know, I break out something new and you squash it like that.
Well, yeah, because it's Goblinita poetry. What else are you going to do with it? I have to nip that shit in the bud.
Hurtful.
But no, Ultimate Valkyrie has a lot of promise. Ultimate Sharon Carter, sure. Ultimate Hellcat?
Well, this is my whole
No
problem
point.
with an Ultimate line in general. Like, anytime you have a revamp, you have to reintroduce the people, and you feel this urge to change some of them, not change, you know. So you're constantly having, like, Ultimate Morbius. Ultimate Werewolf by Night. Like, some of these things
Oh, you would
are not
read
ultimate.
Ultimate Werewolf by Night. And
I didn't even read Werewolf by Night. Why the fuck would I?
How did you not read Ultimate Werewolf? How did you not read Werewolf by Night?
Because it was horrible.
How do you know that without having read it?
I have faith in my senses. Now, of course, I've read one.
In your senses? Your sixth sense that lets you glance at a book and get its vibe right off the bat?
You gonna tell me you don't have one?
Fuck yeah, I got one. What are you talking about? I mean,
Adolescent black belt hamsters.
How do you? No, that was a bad parody. I mean, everybody knew that it was parody. There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what? You get a sixth sense by buying enough books that are horrible and learning. You buy Sleepwalker #1. You don't buy the next #1 that comes along the tail. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, but what else are you gonna do? I mean, what do you think kept me safe through the early Image years? Looking at a book, knowing it was going to be horrifying. That's what kept me alive and collecting comics and not becoming so utterly jaded by the utter crap that's out there. And that's something we're going to talk about. When we'll get through, we'll see if we can get. We'll see how far it takes to get bored in this pile, and then we'll talk about Kirkman.
Okay.
So, the Birds of Prey are back, and they are a much bigger team. It used to be a simple trio.
Because that was the flaw in Birds of Prey originally.
That it had gotten too big?
Yeah, no, because it was such a tiny.
Well, it started out just the three of them.
Yeah.
And then it eventually expanded. And now it's just
who did it expand to in the original one?
Well, it was originally just Huntress, Black Canary, Oracle.
Right.
And then they had Spoiler in there and a couple other people here and there. I mean, I can look it up, but it'll take time. But now they got Lady Blackhawk, who was never in there before. And they got Dove, who was never in there before.
And Hawk.
And Hank fucking Hall. Do I really need a Republican sounding board in my comic books?
Here's my thing. Shouldn't Huntress and Oracle have bird names?
Yeah, you would think. But the rest of them make up for it.
Like from Huntress to Hawkette.
Well, the implication being she was... Stop.
What?
Yeah, she was Bat, and they fly, and they do...
That is horrible.
That
is horrible.
It's pushing it, and I totally realize that. But, you know, if you're not pushing it in comics, what the hell good are you?
But
that
you
was
know
lame.
what?
I realize that. I get it.
You're just bringing the suck to the table today, sir. The fact of the matter is that... And I just caught this. This whole Birds of Prey, they're all bird-named here. The heroes are adding
Except Oracle and Huntress.
Yeah, but how corny is that? They're like, what heroes do we have that have bird names that we could fit in?
Yeah, they had the...
Wait till they have the Hawkman, Hawkwoman crossover.
Yeah. Because that'll happen. I'm ready for it. But
and then they're going to start fighting villains with bird themes.
Why? You know, that would be like the early 60s, late 50s. Which might fit with the Brightest Day because it's supposed to be getting lighter now, isn't it?
Ugh.
Isn't that the point?
Ugh.
I don't mind light. A nice airy action adventure, that's fine. Because there's only so much grim and grit you can deal with.
I don't care about that. My issue is, and this is something that really does bother me. Bird names aside, is you have a giant event.
Yeah.
Let it settle before you jump into the next giant event.
I really wish they would, yeah.
Let's see things pan out when all these heroes show up. Instead of and now brightest day.
Yeah, their
because you went straight from Sinestro War
straight
into Darkest Night, Blackest Night, and now into Brightest Day.
And now that's 3 years at this point. By the time Brightest Day is done, it's going to be almost 4.
And then, of course, they're going to follow that with Creepiest Musk.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Creepiest Musk?
Who knows where they'll go from here?
How about Dimmest Bulb, Mr. Rev?
Hey.
Well, why is the premiere arc called End Run? Shouldn't that be the last arc? I mean, come on. But Ed Benes.
What's really is ticking me off is that they broke up my happy-go-lucky Green Arrow, Black Canary, so that I could have Birds of Prey again, which I did not want, and the world's creepiest Green Arrow.
A killing Green Arrow.
Yeah, because that worked out so well last time.
When was the last time?
The last time he killed?
Yeah.
Well, Longbow Hunters, and then you had the whole Grell period with Oliver Queen Trader working with the CIA.
Whoa, that's a set of books I haven't gotten to yet. But you gave them to me, so. And you know what? I don't even want to talk about Green Hornet.
Didn't do much for it?
It doesn't do a goddamn thing for me.
Yeah, you gave me 0 and 3, so I really don't have a lot to say anyway.
Free comic book day. Well, I mean, they weren't there for me to pick up. Diamond fucked Cabo again, so what was I going to do? And, it's just an action book. I'm not seeing anything that makes it stand out just yet.
Yeah, it's Green Hornet. I didn't care about him before that.
Yeah. I would have bought, the series on DVD if it mattered to me. So, but Smith, he's got a name.
Doesn't everybody have a name?
He's got a reasonably well-respected name in comics. He's not like Mark Waid or Gail Simone, but do you even want to talk about Wonder Woman? Because I know you hate it.
I'm not. The book does nothing for me.
I'm happy with it most of the time.
Ares beating a serpent up and or Achilles. Sorry.
This one did irritate me though, because I was taken away to another planet many years ago, and now I'm pissy because of it.
And I'm your aunt.
I'm your aunt, and I should have your place. I should be the princess because Hippolyta's the queen. I'm gonna kill you. Totally didn't give a shit. This issue didn't care.
That's the way I feel
and
about most Wonder Woman.
And it just came out of absolutely nowhere too. Oh look, there's an invasion. Oh look, they're Amazons. Wait, they've been trained in outer space Amazons. I was like, really? Outer space Amazons? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's Plan 9 from Outer Space, The Return.
Or Amazon Women on the Moon.
Mars Needs Women.
Which is a great movie, by the way.
No, it isn't.
Yep, Amazon Women on the Moon?
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking phenomenal. It's hilarious.
I was thinking Plan 9.
Oh, of course you were. But there are a lot of people who appreciate that in an ironic sense, which doesn't make any kind of sense in itself. You're not appreciating it because you think it's funny. Just say it. It's so bad it's funny. But you're not doing it for irony's sake. That's not how irony works.
I really don't irony much.
Anyway. Irredeemable 13. Were you happy with it?
I missed 1 or 2.
Did you?
Yeah, because last I knew there was a demon in the wilderness ripping a wing off somebody. Now there's a new artist and...
Are you sure? Because this is still dealing with the fallout of Bete Noir's indiscretions.
Right. Like she had just... the demon was out in... It was Bete Noir and Gilgamos out in the snow. Then some demon came to kill the Plutonian and needed to know the information from her.
Yeah.
And they were fighting.
Right.
He ripped a wing off. And then this is like 2 issues after that.
I don't think it's 2, but...
It's definitely not the next one. So I was a tad confused. But Iridine was still a great book, and I...
this is what you get for not buying your own fucking book.
Fair enough. But if you want a complete review, I cannot give it, because I was a tad confused.
No, we don't need a complete one. How creepy was Luna Brothers Girls?
I saw absolutely no reason to read that.
Well, you know, I read many wonderful things about the Luna Brothers.
Right.
And I was mildly intrigued almost 2 years ago by The Sword, which I was never able to find any more copies of, so I couldn't finish reading it.
Right.
So I figured, well, if they're going to give me a $1 reprint for one of their other books, sure, you know. And then if I like this issue enough, I'll get a trade or whatever.
And what do you think?
What? I really don't need to open up a book and start seeing spermatozoa out of nowhere.
You know, all I took away from this book was that there were a lot of women in it, and the main character is a douchebag.
Yes. He is a total lamer.
Because he's uncomfortable around women. And then a nude girl shows up, and somebody's upset and needs to hunt her down. This is not the kind of thing that gets me to buy comic books.
The cliffhanger wasn't really a cliffhanger. And it really freaks me out when hillbillies go running around chasing naked chicks. It's creepy.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Yeah. Hillbillies are, by their very nature, creepy.
Well, yeah, because they're frickin' hillbillies. Like Sal Abernathy would love us mentioning the word hillbillies. He loves that word.
Right.
Yeah, I got to get some of his stuff eventually. Atomica. It's something to do with Russian robots or Russian superheroes or Russia taking over the world and being in charge of everything or some shit. Anyway, he's well known on several podcasts as being the hilarious foul mouth we wish we were.
Oh, fair enough.
Iron Man 25. This thing's going on 2 full years. And he's starting a new company. And shit's already hitting the fan with
the Hammer family, government contracts.
Detroit Steel. Really? That's your code name for your big, giant, star-spangled drone robot?
Hey, you know, it's very American.
Really? Detroit Steel? That's what you're handing me these days? You went from all that amazing World's Most Wanted, Stark Disassembled, and now you give us Detroit Steel.
Well, it's not a Tony thing. It's that's why Tony wins.
But it is a Matt Fraction guy.
Yeah, but the villain is the one naming it Detroit Steel. That's why they lose.
Justine Hammer is clearly not the menace that Justin Hammer was, or she'd have just called him Ironmonger. Something.
It's been done.
Which was actually, you know, as everyone knows, Obadiah Stane. But either way, Ironmonger sounds a whole lot more threatening than Detroit Steel.
Hey.
What, you're going to attack me with a fucking Chevy?
Dude, if I hit you with a Chevy, it would hurt.
What, has he got a Chevette that he pulls out of his backpack and just chucks at you?
Maybe he transforms.
Transforms into what, a Chevette?
Yeah.
All right, transforming Chevettes is not a comic book I'm willing to read. It's not. It's not.
You don't
and
know.
You're not either. Don't lie.
Hey, you haven't read it yet. It might be awesome.
Remember that Sixth Sense we were talking about?
Yep.
It can kick in both retroactively and prospectively, forward-thinkingly in the future. And I'm here to tell you, some doofus in an iron suit that can turn into a Chevette is a bad idea.
I would totally buy Chevette comics.
Only to irritate me.
Hey, I don't believe that I was required to give a reason.
No, you weren't.
Bat Chevette.
Bat Chevette. No Bat Chevettes. The Bat Mite drives a Bat Chevette, okay?
Chevette and Son.
Chevette and Son. Is that like a JSA
Bum, bum,
spin-off?
bum, 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 bum. I'm telling you, man, there's a whole
Tony,
unlooked.
you so ugly. You put your face in dough, you can make gorilla cookies.
Starring Jim Rhodes as Chevette.
Oh, no.
Horrible.
Why has he got to be the sidekick, man? Because it's Jim Rhodes, man. It's Tony's book. He doesn't care. American Vampire, you like this?
Loved American
I
Vampire.
dug the hell out of it.
Really well done. Two
Yeah.
story arcs in each book that are moving along nicely and semi-connected.
Yeah.
Good art, good story, interesting characters.
Well paced.
Really intrigued.
And
Picking a lock
I
with a
waited a
peppermint,
while
I wasn't a
before I
big
get
fan
it,
of,
too.
but other than that,
Yeah, that was dumb. What? You can see an evolution happening here. Hello, motherfucker. Got any candy? I can see that particular character, however, getting really annoying really fast.
well, there's only a 5-issue series, so
Yeah, well, if we can help it, then we won't have to worry about that.
But no, intrigued by where they're going. Definitely enjoyed it.
Yes. The setup for the poor girl who got turned was pretty good.
Yeah.
You weren't real sure. You're thinking, yeah, she's probably getting turned, but they might turn it around.
Yeah, because you have the
and
two girls, so is
get
it going to
the
be the
other
dumb
turned.
one?
Yeah, I was thinking the dumb one would get eaten, and then the semi-smart one would get turned. But that was kind of.
Or maybe she's fighting. Like, who knows? You know, I mean, they
Yeah.
could have been going for the very Dracula
Or
thing.
maybe she could have been, she could have turned into, another Buffy. Which didn't seem the tone from the rest of the book, so I wasn't really worried about that. Now, you were telling me Saturday you were not happy with iZombie.
iZombie is exactly the kind of thing that I don't want to read. It's a bunch of things thrown together. Like it has a were terrier in it, and a ghost that looks like Millie the model, and a zombie that collects action figures. Like, honestly, knock it off. Somebody should have slapped somebody and said too quirky about 45 times.
Well, I mean, it's a Vertigo, so there's no such thing as too quirky.
There's always a such thing as too quirky.
Not in Vertigo, there ain't, and you know it.
Hey,
But, I'm going to get the
Kid
next
Eternity
one.
doesn't have a book anymore. Neither do the Invisibles.
I'm a...
No
me.
one buys Nevada and her emu anymore.
Nevada and her emu?
Yeah, remember?
Tell me you made that up.
No, Vertigo, when it first started, Steve Gerber, the guy who did Howard the Duck, created
Yeah.
Nevada, the time-traveling Vegas dancer, and her pet emu.
All right. Glad I missed that one.
Yeah, but you did have a complete run of Egypt.
It didn't start out... It didn't start out as bad as I might have thought it was going to end.
That sentence actually makes no sense.
It totally does. It started out reasonable. The progression from 1 to 2 to 3, while weird, was still not, what the fuck, just yet. 4 and up just went, I totally screwed with my head. I'm like, all right, Peter Milligan, I'm never reading anything you're doing ever again.
A vow that you've kept unto this day.
No,
You broke it.
No, he was doing JLA for a while there. He did some Batman. I can't stop Batman for Peter Milligan's sake. Fuck Peter Milligan.
He's a perfectly nice British dude.
You've never met him.
He could be.
You don't know.
I do not know.
Or he could be a complete douchebag worthy of being on this show. We should find out. Dear Peter Milligan.
Although
While
I
we
do
find
not
you douchey in your writing capacity, we are fairly certain you are a decent human being and would love to have you on our podcast.
I'm pretty sure we're the only podcast that uses douchey as often as we do.
Yeah, it's quite possible, but, somebody's got to.
I'm pretty sure that's also not true.
I know people say things like douchey. Douchish. That's just dumb.
Douchish is dumb.
No, I'm going to give Chris Roberson another go. And for once, Mike Allred's art doesn't irritate the living fuck out of me.
How now?
When he was on X Factor or X Force or X
Machina?
No, he was never on X Machina.
I'm kidding.
You know, pick an adjective.
Yeah, I
They
gave
put an
you
X in
pretty
front
much
of
a
it.
full run of the ones that he was on.
Yeah, because of you. I wouldn't have picked them up on my own. But
I love
that stuff was a little too cartoony, basic kids.
Well, that
TV
is his
show
style.
for me.
I mean, I loved him on Mad Men. I loved that book.
Well, Man was pretty good. I mean, you can get some good storytelling out of this one with him. He's not showing you anything you have to think about. You know,
And
you
God
don't
knows
have
we
to
wouldn't
turn
wanna
the
think while
page
reading.
and that's not what I'm saying. I said while looking. You know, if I got to think about a paragraph, fine. That's great. No worries there. But if you're going to show me something visual, I want to know what I'm looking at when I look at it.
So you don't go to the Met a lot.
You mean the Metropolitan Museum of
There
Art?
you go.
No. Because I have been to the Metropolitan Opera. You threw me way to fuck off there. I'm like, I've been to the Met 7 times. What are you talking about?
Well, I am not up on my opera.
But no, when I look at his page, I know what's going on. That's, most of the time, that's exactly what I want out of an artist. I want to know what's happening to go along with the words that are happening when I look.
Okay.
It's that simple. If I got to squint, if I got to turn the page, if I got to follow a line into another line and say, okay, well, that appears to be an arm. Okay, that's a punch. Good. I don't like that. I don't like it. How do you like the way the Guild is progressing?
I'm still enjoying that book. It's a light humor book. You have to have watched the television show to really enjoy it.
Yeah, but
Or
I'm 99% sure that they're expecting that part of it.
Yeah, I think so. But it's definitely fun. It's building the characters ever so slightly, and it made me laugh. I'll take that every day.
Yeah, absolutely right. This is what I enjoy. I don't like her boyfriend actually being gay, not because of the gayness, because he was leading her on and just making her do things. He was just like, she was like an indentured servant to him.
I don't think he's because he slept with like 8 other women in the.
Well, then at very least,
I think he just bangs everything.
Well, at very least, that makes him a greedy motherfucker.
Okay, that is true. But yeah, I believe he's omnisexual.
Omni?
Yeah, he'll eat anything.
That is exactly enough of that. But no, he's, you know, if he wants to bang this guy, if he wants to bang 8 other girls, that's great. Don't treat poor fucking Sid like, you know, go get some burgers for us so we can compose. Are you going to finish doing that movement, transcribing all those notes for us? While he promises things and then backs out of them. That's just fucking lame.
Well, yeah, he's a lame boyfriend.
Yeah, which is why she starts off the Guild single. Finished the Juggernaut, right?
Yeah, no time for that.
Amazing
whatsoever.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I totally didn't give a shit about Captain Universe. And no, if Captain Universe meant anything, if there was a point to Captain Universe whatsoever, he'd have his own damn boat. Or you would actually look forward to his appearance instead of saying, "Oh Christ, Captain Universe."
How do you enjoy Captain Juggernaut universe?
I was like, "Is it 92 again?"
It did have an old school feel to it.
I was like, "Really? So was it 92 again?" Because I didn't need that. Or wait, when did another amalgam universe happen? Because I had no need for that. That irritated the shit out of me. But I am pretty happy with
the
Return of
lizard. Love.
Yeah,
Love that
this is
storyline
good
so
shit.
far.
The stuff in the back of his mind.
The 2 voices.
Yes.
Yep. Chris
Yes.
Bacalo is a great
That's
artist.
Always fun. Warm blood, Connors. Hide eyes,
No,
dark
totally
skin.
enjoyed that.
Yes, I can't wait till that moves forward. Free Comic Book Day, or was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just the Grim Hunt is an overview of the Craven saga.
Oh, which is why I didn't read it, because I knew most of it already. So we'll move on from there. Hey, look at that. We're getting somewhere. We're almost done. Unless you want to go through these.
What do you got?
War of the Superman, Brightest Day, Black Widow, which pissed me off again because Diamond shorted the number ones and I never got one, so now I got to go hunt down Black Widow number 1. Shield. Didn't we talk about Shield already?
We did, not on the air.
Okay. We already talked about Sif and Scuttlebutt and Rant. If they were going to make a one-shot, I mean, this is a standard size one-shot. One-shots should be a little bigger to make the story pointful and have more things happen.
Well, that was my major issue with it. There was no impact to this whatsoever.
Well, I don't even care about impact. A good action yarn's a good action yarn.
Which it wasn't.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
I stabbed the ship!
Woo! Lots of Brightest Day stuff. Lots of green. A new story arc on Unwritten. You want to say something about that?
Oh, that is probably my favorite comic in here.
Yeah?
The guy gets trapped in a bunny in a kid's world and has to find his way out.
Fucking hilarious.
Brilliant. And then the horribly dark and depressing ending.
Yeah.
Big fan of that book.
Good. I like Unwritten. And I think there's one or two I'm still actually missing, though, so we'll find out. Captain America. They finally fucking finish the crazy 50s Cap. And of course he's not dead.
Of course he's not dead.
He's going to be back to threaten. I'm sure he's going to face Steve Rogers himself sometime soon.
He blew up and landed in water, all right? Like, he's probably safer than I am sitting in this chair.
Yep, pretty much. So, Steve Rogers is going to go after him because once he finds out Steve is back and he still wants to be Cap, he's going to be like, I can't allow this other guy to be...
That's actually next year's crossover. Cap War.
Don't do it. Well, all right. I was expecting something incredibly fucking cheesy, but Cap War is not that bad.
Cap War is horrible.
When you compare it to Cap Wolf, Grunwald, bless your soul, but...
Well, Cap Wolf would make an appearance, obviously.
No.
Hey, it's Cap War.
That's not acceptable.
All sorts of Caps are going to be coming out of the woodwork. Captain Universe, Captain Britain, Captain America, Captain Crunch.
How many other captains are there in the Marvel Universe?
Captain Kangaroo.
He's not in the Marvel Universe.
You don't know that.
No, he's not. He was never published by Marvel.
Are you positive? I know there was a Captain Kangaroo book. Are you 100% sure it wasn't a Marvel book?
I will bet you $1 that was Charlton. Or Dell. It was probably Dell Gold Key.
No, that's very possible.
You want to look it up? We can take them a few moments.
I will cede you the $1 if it is not. All right, but yeah, so I'm thinking like an ultimate Cap brawl.
Ultimate Cap
Captain
brawl.
Planet.
Captain Planet. And the Planeteers.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they were published by Marvel, so
Captain
that's
Kidd.
Fine. I'm sure there was a Marvel book with Captain Kidd in it, but no, really, Cap Wars. I'm thinking that's a bad idea. I'm thinking if you keep it small, a good 4 to 6 issue arc in Cap, or
Cap on Cap action.
Don't say that. Don't ever say that again. That is fucking frightening. Don't do that.
Well, I have another idea, but I don't think you'll like it.
Spill it.
Well, now that Bucky wants to stay Cap, and Cap wants Bucky to stay Cap.
Yeah.
Do they make Steve Rogers Major America?
No, they will not make him Major America.
Why not? You don't think he's been around for 50 years of saving people's butts? You don't think he deserves a promotion?
Actually, he did get a promotion at one point in an alternate timeline. He was Colonel America.
Yeah, that was in the Zombies.
Yeah.
So there you go, Colonel. You can be Colonel. I would have gone in the correct order, but
Lieutenant Colonel America.
General America.
Dude, that doesn't really flow.
Or maybe he'll get demoted because he's been out of, because he's been floating around in time.
Ensign America. Lance
Sergeant.
Corporal America. How about Private Citizen America?
He tried it. It didn't work.
Yeah, well, he's going back to it. He's just Steve now.
That's a horrible, horrible day.
Can you imagine walking into a comic shop one day, seeing this big blonde mug sitting on the cover of a book, and you look up and you say, it just says, Steve.
Oh, be fair, it would be Action Steve.
Action Steve. Steve Action.
Action Steve!
No, I would never buy a book that just said Steve.
But you would buy Action Steve.
I might buy Action Steve. I would flip through it to find out first. But no. Are we done with Power Girls and Terra and the Ultra Human Knight? You know? I'm gonna miss old girl on this. When she leaves.
Is she leaving?
Yeah. She is. I might not have to buy it. It better be really fucking funny.
So the R is a key point for you in that book.
It's one of the few books where it's a huge point.
Really? Because it usually isn't with you.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But her style fits the light, airy, woohoo, we're having fun beating up bad guys kind of thing.
Right.
Really, really well. If you put Sprouse on it, that would work. Mm. That would probably work. You put Sienkiewicz on it, never fucking work.
Light airy Sienkiewicz? Come on now.
There's no such thing. I mean, this is the guy who did all those covers for New Mutants when they were all dead.
Well, he did the books, too.
Yeah. When they were all dead.
Well, he killed some of them.
Yeah. Well, one of the first ones I ever picked up was a Secret Wars crossover. A Secret Wars 2 crossover.
Oh, where they're all on the cover slaughtered.
Yeah, and they're all dead. And, you know, they're having weird dreams where they're all going to bed for the night in graves. And I was like, that's very peculiar.
Was that part of the Demon Bear saga?
No. It was much after. It was in the 30s. You want to finish this off with Wolverine 900?
Let's cull together some short stories about Wolverine and call it an issue 900.
Yeah, there was absolutely no point to this. I was barely impressed by one or two of them. I mean, I did like what's his face's art in the first one. I appreciated that.
Don't know which one was the first one.
The first one was C.B. Cebulski and David Finch with James Asmus. Does it really take 3 guys to do an 8-pager on the writing alone?
Hey.
Just on the writing. But Dave Finch went back and did the pencils on it. This is the one where he's fighting the Yakuza warlord in Japan.
Yep.
So that one I liked. There was no point to it. It was just something he did.
That's really all they ever.
This was, you know, he got bored at the bar one night and he decided he was going to go take down a Yakuza warlord and then go home. Because, you know, he was itching for a scrap.
That does sound familiar.
But Dean Motter came in and went for the Curse of the Yellow Claw, and I'm like, wait a minute. Did they acquire the rights to Yellow Claw?
Nah, wrong.
Because that would kind of be interesting. And then, no. It's just a jacked up heroine.
But I think they do. I think Marvel does have the rights to the Yellow Claw.
Maybe. It's something we really have to look up.
Because they mention him.
Well, when?
In that story.
No, I don't think they did.
Did it go back?
Oh yes, then that's right, because they made the mistake in assuming that it was that Yellow Claw.
Exactly.
That's right. You're right.
I know my Yellow Claw.
Yes, you do. Okay, fine, whatever. But Todd DeZago, Jason Craig, on the Desperate Measures that takes place after the events of X-Men 75, although it doesn't say which X-Men 75.
Presumably the most recent.
I'm sorry, seriously. Jason Craig, Mr. Craig, very sorry, but I hated this art.
Which storyline is that one?
Absolutely, the one with Marrow.
Oh, yeah.
Where they're caught in I mean, look at that. She looks like a fucking clown. She looks like something you'd win at a fucking carnival.
That's a bad carnival.
That's a really bad carnival. And Marrow, why did I ever have to read a Marrow story again? Why was I required to put my eyes upon Marrow, let alone a poorly drawn Marrow? Why did that have to happen, Rev?
Somebody broke the bone?
Broke the bone.
That's the only way you see Marrow.
Yeah, that's why I get it. Yeah, no. And then totally don't care. And then take away my powers so I can actually feel pain in a fist fight and get drunk.
That was kind of funny.
That was amusing, and the rest of them were eminently forgettable. And yet somehow I laid down $5 before discount with this thing.
That's the very definition of ripped off.
Yes, pretty much.
No, I mean, I probably would have enjoyed it more if I were following Wolverine on a level, but I read none. Yeah. So, a bunch of little vignettes of Wolverine. No thanks. It was like reading
there was another thing.
It's like they made a compilation of Marvel Comics Presents. A bunch of tiny Wolverine stories.
Yeah.
Because all that book was 3 stories to get to the next Wolverine story.
And, on top of that, if they had just one, even just the most minor connecting thread between them at all, I'd be like, okay.
They did.
What?
Wolverine. Didn't you notice? He's in all the stories.
Okay. Let's not be stupid about this.
What? I'd say that's a fairly major thread.
It's his book, of course, that's going to be the
that's like
thread.
a 6-foot thread.
Plot fucking thread.
Oh, well, they didn't have that.
Plot thread, plot device.
Well, it was still him.
Character thread that wasn't him.
Oh, okay. Well, see, now you're just asking for the moon.
What?
You had one.
Now I'm asking for the moon. Thanks a lot.
It was like a 6-foot thread.
6 foot.
All right, he's like 4 foot, but
he's 5'2".
Why do you know that?
Because I've read the official handbook of the Marvel Universe.
Stop saying that out loud.
You've read it too.
I have flipped through a issue here or there. I have not read it.
Well, when I first started,
I can't list his height.
The main thing, it always pisses me off because they always draw him disproportionate to everybody else. He's shorter than Jean fucking Grey, yet anytime they get close to kissing each other, he's looking down on her.
Well, you know why? He has lifts in his booties.
That's not it, man. No, that totally ain't it. I mean,
plus, really, his hair gives him another foot.
The only shorter hero in the entire Marvel universe is fucking Puck.
What about Power Pack?
They're not grown up yet. They don't count in that regard.
No?
No, of course not. Think about that.
What about the guy from Alpha Flight, Box with no legs?
Who? Box?
Yeah.
He doesn't have legs. It clearly doesn't count. He can't get that extra height. He's got no fucking legs.
Well, you didn't say that legs were a requirement for this game.
Of complete adult human beings.
Tom Thumb.
Tom Thumb is not a fucking hero. Who? In the Marvel Universe?
Yes.
Who's Tom Thumb?
He was the little science guy in Squadron Supreme.
Squadron Supreme is not the main timeline for
You didn't say anything about main timeline. You're just going to keep making your own rules. This is a crap game.
All right. Let's lay down one unified set of rules about who may or may not be shorter than Wolverine.
Because this is hard.
They got to be adults.
All right.
They have to be fully grown.
All right.
They have to have a complete body.
Okay.
Obviously, Pym doesn't count because his whole thing is shrinking.
Dude, why do you know that?
What?
Is there some sort of adult book that you've read?
What are you getting at?
No,
Pym particles. Don't you look at me like I'm suddenly some kind of fucking pervert just because you're stretching the whole shrinking thing.
I know nothing about Hank Pym's thing. I'm just saying.
You know, Rev, there will be one day when I will just fucking slap you.
Actually, that has happened.
It's a good thing you're so far away. And this bottle's not empty yet.
What else? Who's shorter than Wolverine and follows all these stupid guidelines?
Janet Van Dyne is like 4'11".
Let's see.
While Rev debates. You know what, kids? We'll leave that plot thread hanging and revisit it next episode.
Dun dun dun!
So,
will the Reverend think of a tiny superhero to thwart the Tech Jedi's challenge? Will the Tech Jedi come up with another inordinately stupid rule to thwart the Reverend's answer? Will anyone listen and tune in? Will there be more Goblin Eater poetry? Who the hell knows?
Kids, we're having our episode 50 in just a little while, and we'd love it if you would continue to contribute as you have so notably and nobly, so that we can actually have some material you might want to listen to for once. So, having established that, give us an email at themeanergeek@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to, entertain you. I almost said please, but that's not going to happen across podcast land. At any rate, have a good night.
Bless you, fuckers.
Later.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. You can find us on iTunes, Podcast Alley, Facebook, Comic Space, our own site, www.themeangeek.com. Subscribe to us through RSS, and most importantly, find us as a proud member on the Comics Podcast Network. Contact us directly through email at themeanergeek@gmail.com.